Hey, we're here now doing exactly this, installing Windows Vista on VMWare Workstation. Let's go about and do that. First of all, you need to check if you have enough space. I'm going to give Windows Vista 20 gigs to work with, and I have plenty of that on that drive because that's the drive which is linked to my desktop. And I'm going to save it on my desktop. Second thing, you want to check if you want to have a VMware version, whichever one you have, that's up to you. And the third thing is you want to keep the files very organized, yeah? Because VMware will make a lot of temporary files that you need in order for the for the virtual machine to run. So what I generally do is I make a folder and then I save everything into that folder. So the entire 20 gigs will be sitting in here. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to show you that it does generate a lot of files. Okay. The fourth thing is you'll want to have a image copy or some sort of physical copy of Windows Vista. And that's my image copy there, that file there. Windows Vista with Service Pack 1 32-bit version. Cool. Where's that folder? I'm going to create a new virtual machine. Just the typical settings. And I do not want to do any of this. I will install the operating system later. For some reason, if you click the install disk image file over here and pick that file, at this stage, what tends to happen is when you go next a few times, maybe 2-3 stages, it will prompt you to insert the CD key for Windows Vista, and it won't let you try the trial period. I don't know why that is, but as far as I know, I don't even go that way anymore. I just do this because this is the simplest method for me. I will install the operating system later. Click next, Microsoft Windows, Windows Vista. Okay. I thought there would be more versions of it, just like how there is for Windows XP, but it just is Windows Vista. So Windows Vista, I'm going to name this the same name as my desktop, test VM Vista. That's how it's spelled. Yes, using the names, same naming convention, and the location of this, you want to navigate to that. So browse, we're on our desktop. Test VM Windows Vista. Cool. Go next. Give it 20 gigs. Store virtual disk in a single file. The only reason you want to do this is because splitting the disk makes it easier to move the virtual machine to another computer, but may reduce performance with very large disks. That's literally the only reason. If you put it in a virtual disk as a single file, you can also use snapshots, as far as I remember. It could be the other way around, you can experiment, but I always store it in a single file because it's convenient, and I think it generates less files as well. But the main concern is I'm able to use snapshots, and snapshots are literally what the word says. They're snapshots, and what they do is it'll take a snapshot of your virtual machine at the current state, and then you can go on and say, for example, if you receive a critical error at some point, you can revert back to that snapshot and your virtual machine will work completely how it did when you made that snapshot. And it is not like system restore. It's not creating a restore point. It is the same method, but it actually works, because sometimes system restore doesn't tend to go completely 100%. The snapshot stuff actually works, and you can take as many snapshots as much in correlation with how much free space you have on your hard drive. You want to go next, customize hardware. I'm going to give it 2 gigs because this machine, this machine has 8 gigs, I think. Let me just check. Total, yeah, it's got 8 gigs. So I'm going to give it 2 gigs. And I'm going to give it 2 processors. 2 cores per processor, not 2 processors. Yeah, and the network type, leave it at connect to that power on, leave it at NAT, because NAT will share your network that your host is currently on as well. Talking about host and guest, sorry, I need to bring this up. Your host is your machine that you're running VMware from. Your guest is your VM. Just remember that, because it will also ask you quite a bit about guest and host, just in case if you're getting very technical and you do quite a bit of work on this. Say if you're running your server off this anything, it'll start asking you, VMware will ask you prompts saying, hey, this is not working, do you want us to install VMware Tools on your guest? And you'll be like, well, what's a guest? Guest is the VM, host is your desktop, your laptop, computer, whatever you're running VMware on. Just remember it like that. And I'm happy with the rest of the settings. Close, finish, and notice how it generated files straight away without even me turning the virtual machine on. Just gonna put this up here just so you guys can see if it increases in size. Hopefully it refreshes. So now I'm just gonna go edit virtual machine over here. I'm in my VMware tab, edit virtual machine, CD and DVD drive, the IDE drive, use ISO image, browse, go to my desktop, find that Windows Vista image with Service Pack 1, Windows Vista with Service Pack 1, but 86. Connect to that power on, make sure that's ticked. Okay. So now I'm ready to power on, and when you power on, notice there'll be more files generated, and the more space, VMware doesn't allocate the entire amount of space at once. I think this newer version has a setting which only allocates space as you use it. So it's at 2.56 megs now. It's at 2 gigs now. Let's see. It's still at 2 gigs. I'll open it later once it's actually installed. It may be a bit more. I'll guide you guys through the installation as well. It's not too technical. And this is why you want to keep your file, the installation folder organized, because there's quite a bit of files. I'm gonna quickly do this. You just choose your origin, leave that normal, next. Install Windows. See how it's a bit choppy? See how my mouse moves a little bit choppy here? And but when it comes out, it's fine, like it's fluid. Don't automatically activate, next. No, I don't want to enter the product key now. I want to use a trial period. And this is what we want, because this is just for temporary purposes, just to test it out. Educational purposes. I'm just gonna go Windows Vista Home Basic, because Ultimate and everything may take longer. Yep, I'm just gonna go. I have selected the edition that I want to purchase. Next. Accept the license terms. Next. Custom. If you're doing it on a bare-bone machine, you're always going to have to go custom, because you need to format your current hard drive that you have. That is what I'm doing virtually. This is a bare-bone virtual machine, and it has no operating system whatsoever, so upgrade is not even an option. And I think upgrade doesn't work when you boot it off as a boot drive. Unallocated space, you just click on that one, next. It'll format everything for you, copying files, expanding files, blah blah blah. When it gets to each category, or it's about to end, I will resume the video. Oh, okay, well there you go, that one finished before I even stopped. Just gonna force restart it. Oh, and when you're using VMware, see how I can't move my the mouse when it's behind that screen there. It won't actually be visible, and the reason for that is at that stage in the installation the mouse pointer is not visible, so that's how it treats it. So if I went through this way as well, same thing. So that's where the window outline was, so diagonal, come out that way. So when you're inside that window, say if I was meant to click on it, I guess it doesn't work now, but yes, sometimes your mouse gets stuck inside the guest, and if that does happen, just press Control and Alt. I just changed the note. If you look back in the video and read that note, it says press Control and Alt to release. What that means is, because sometimes it gets locked inside your guest and you can't get it outside and you can't control any of your host files. So if in that case, just press Control and Alt to release it from the guest. I'm going to pause it again till I see any progress. We'll just have a look at the folder size now. It's still at 2 gigs. And yes, it is 7:17 a.m. And you may notice why the screen isn't maximizing to that side. At this stage it actually won't, I think, and even if it does, it's a bit blurry and it's at low resolution. There is a fix to this, and what VMware does is it installs a set of tools onto the guest called the VMWare Tools. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to completely load up the desktop, wait for it to, I'm going to check its processes, the task manager, to see if the idle rate is completely low. That means it's fully installed, and then go ahead and install VMware Tools if it doesn't already ask me to do so. It should by that stage. And what VMware Tools does is it installs basic drivers, that's the word. Yeah, it installs basic drivers for video, input, output, audio, and stuff like that. So whatever you need, and the network drivers. So when you install those drivers, you can maximize the screen to whatever size you want. You can make it full screen to the ratio of 16:9, or you can only make it to the maximum size of this black window over here. It works. And it may be a bit choppy at this stage if I click on it. It's not letting me even click on it because it's probably still loading. Installing the remaining files. But yeah, once you install VMware Tools, it'll completely work as if it was on a physical machine. And even on a physical machine, it actually does lag a bit because you haven't installed drivers yet, and until you've installed the drivers, it won't work seamlessly. It'll be a bit choppy. I've used Windows quite a bit of my life, and yeah, this would have been like, wow, looking at all those pictures, all those graphics, making it look elegant. But I think, no, me personally, yeah, I remember skipping Windows Vista. From Windows XP, I went straight to Windows 7. I don't even know why. And then when I heard that there was a Windows Vista in the middle, I was like, what? I missed that? The speed that it's installing at here, guys, varies machine by machine. I'm running it off of VMware, so that could even alter the speed of this. And I'm using an ISO image, whereas if you're using a physical disk, it depends on your speed of your disk drive reading speeds. So there's a lot of variables that it has to depend on. Just remember that it won't be as long as this video, and I've paused this video at certain points as well, just for every time I would hear the fan on my laptop going, that's when I would know, hey, it's processing something heavy, so let's resume that video. So that's the method I follow. So if you're installing on your own, then yes, it may take a lot longer depending on how fast or how slow your machine is. Notice how it's a bit choppy. That's not my processor lagging out because of using the screen capture software, but it's just because it doesn't have the drivers installed. And yes, I think this is completely installed at this stage. I hope it's not installing updates. Must still be doing something. Just gonna wait till it lowers. It lowers a bit. Actually, that's good. I can see it there. Okay, so let's go ahead and install VMware Tools. Surprised it hasn't asked me by itself. Yeah, it generally does. And once we click install VMware Tools, just wait for it to pop up in your guest. And if it doesn't, the default method is to go start, go into my computer, and it would have mounted it as a CD drive. Or DVD drive. So run setup.exe. Just gonna close this. And if it's on a physical machine, instead of installing VMware Tools, you would install your drivers, your hardware drivers, your graphics card drivers, your motherboard drivers, your sound drivers, your LAN drivers. You install, if you have a wireless card, you install a wireless card drivers nowadays. If you have a sound card, you install your sound card drivers as well as your motherboard sound drivers. What else could you install? It's quite a bit depending on what devices and stuff you have. The new Windows 7 and 8 should automatically pick it up. But if they don't, then yeah, you're going to have to manually install those specific drivers for your specific devices. This is just for the people who are just wanting to install VMware. Install Windows Vista on a physical machine. Oh wow, seriously, at this stage? Shouldn't have clicked use recommended settings. So at that window where we clicked use recommended settings, if you don't want it to install updates straight away, just go. I think the last option is do not install updates at this time. That is not recommended, by the way. I'm just doing this for installation purposes. So please don't do this on your machines. Leave it at automatically install updates. It's a bit lagging, so we'll just leave it. Let's see how big the file has become now. So there you go, that's another bit of information. It's at 7.21 gigs. Oh, go away, man. Cancel. Oh, snap, serious? Continue. I think I needed to press OK for it to change to never check. But it's still not going away. So now it should prompt me to restart. And yes, I'm going to go ahead with the restart. And notice again how it's choppy. And it should be gone once it restarts. increased a few more megs. So now notice the mouse movement, very smooth, very seamless. So now we can go ahead and just fit window now. Oh, sorry, it's meant to load it. It hasn't loaded up yet. I was meant to go fit guest now. Yeah, so once your operating system loads up completely, that option will not be grayed out anymore. That's when you can click it. We'll see if we can see that in real time, eh? I'll leave this open. No, doesn't look like it. I think we have to take it off and turn it on. Something happened. It didn't install it properly. Just gonna unmount this drive. I wonder why VMware did not install. That's very strange. Just gonna reinstall VMware Tools. I'm just gonna pause it here. It looks like it's installing it pretty fast anyway, so keep the video running. Hopefully it did install this time. There seems to be a network problem, so I don't think it did install. Oh, it did install, yep. So fit guest now is available. So if we go fit guest now, there we go. Simple. So that's how we install Windows Vista on VMware Workstation. And now, I'm just waiting for everything to load up. Nice. So if you go properties now, cool. Just gonna shut this machine off. And the size is 7.56 gigs, 7.81 gigs, and notice that that 7.81 will actually reduce, I think, when we stop for some weird reason. So we're shutting down the file now, and I mean the operating system now, and sometimes it does tend to reduce that file size, that folder size. Sorry, that's my dogs barking. Yep, so that's done there. I'm gonna close this, and if you want to turn it back on, power on virtual machine, and you're good to go. And you can, once it's at this off stage, you can increase the processor cores, the amount of memory allocated, change the hard drive image that it boots up to, and just go into BIOS and boot it over there, just like a physical machine. And let's see, 7.81, right? 5.82. So it does drop. I don't know why. Yeah, but that's just that. And it can take up to 20 gigs. That is a maximum threshold that we've set it at. So if you, this folder can only ever go up to 20 gigs. And the reason why I also said to install it in a folder is if you want to get rid of this virtual machine now, delete. Simple as that. Now that whole virtual machine is deleted. Thanks for watching, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, ask below and I'll get back to you. Hopefully this helped you with understanding VMware a bit and helped you understand how to install Windows Vista on a machine. Thanks for watching.